On my mind, gotta hustle and grind. Financial literacy always on my mind. I'm stacking knowledge, no time to waste. Gotta invest smart, gotta keep up the pace. I'm reading books, learning all the tricks, studying the market, making calculated picks.
What's good, everybody? It's your boy Reckless Ray and we are back at it again with another episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. Before we get into the episode, let's do some housekeeping. First and foremost, I need you to like the video. It lets me know that I exist, and that I'm not just an NPC that's on your internet screen. Number two, if you've been here more than twice, as always, I welcome you to the Wolfpack. You should hit that subscribe button and make sure down below you hit the bell notification to turn all on. I do not spam your feed. I'm too busy fighting particulates in my eyeball. But you will be notified as soon as these videos premiere. Once we get around to maybe doing some live streams, you will get notified of when I go live. Also, it's just a really nice thing to do. It just lets you get to the content faster. I mean, you have to do work to get here every time. Unless I'm showing up in your algorithm, but even then, if you're taking the time to chap in, see what's going on, go ahead and hit that subscribe. Last but not least, those of you who have been here a few times, those of you who I would consider a part of the Wolfpack, share this with your communities. Because nobody's trying to get rich by ourselves. We're trying to bring as many people along with us as possible because getting rich alone is boring AF. So let's jump on into it. First and foremost, we're going to get to the crypto metric updates. And let me go ahead and get me off the screen, make this screen big so you guys can see this because I'm not a narcissist. First and foremost, Bitcoin on a little bit of a bounce here. We're in a range between 79,000 and about 95,000. And today we dropped down to about 83. And then after market closed for the stock market, we went back up to 87. So there is definitely some action going on. Just a quick reminder, anything above 50,000 is still bullish, just so you know, from a metrics number perspective. So we are still hyper bullish. Also, it is not uncommon during a Bitcoin bull run for there to be up to 30% retracements. We haven't even hit a 30% retracement for Bitcoin. Just saying. So be thankful. Be thankful. This is all good stuff going on. Now, Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 58.1%. Ethereum dominance is at 8.81%. And gas fees are at 0.667 Gwei, which is pretty nice. It's super inexpensive to do transactions on Ethereum. Actually starting to look at the Ethereum ecosystem because with prices like these, kind of hard to pass up, maybe moving some of my yield farming around. Because, yeah, these are good prices. I like these prices. I can get down with these prices, and I am about these prices. So we're looking at that. One of the other things that I wanted to point out was Thorwallet DEX TGT. Last I looked, when I went ahead and staked the little bit of tokens that I picked up, is over 100% right now. And I had a little bit of money that had been accrued over, and that's staking within the wallet. So I believe I have a referral link for Thorwallet DEX, the wallet app. If you're looking to get into DeFi in an easy way or fashion, a lot of the stuff there is done within wallet. You have the ability to liquidity farm within the wallet. You have the ability to stake. They have a savings mechanism within the wallet. You can also stake TGT for a return within the wallet. So just something to look at. I use it all the time. I love it. It also does cross-chain transactions. It's one of the easiest ways to get Bitcoin into alt chains so that you can actually use DeFi, and so you don't have to sit at the behest or at the pleasure of Coinbase, Gemini, whatever, and deal with those obnoxious fees. Granted, everything you do in DeFi is 100% on you. So don't come into these waters if you're dumb. I'm just going to say it. And no, there's not a nicer way to put this. If you don't belong in this space, don't be in it. There's safety, there's guardrails for a reason. I am a huge advocate for not being on centralized platforms any more than what you need to. Basically, for me, it's to put cash into the system and take cash out of the system. That's it. That's the reason 90% of the stuff you see me on is within the Cash App ecosystem, because it only does two things. You can buy Bitcoin and you can sell Bitcoin. And that's all I need it for. I just need on and off ramp. I need to be able to turn Bitcoin into dollars at some point, sometimes, and then turn dollars into Bitcoin. Outside of that, I do not use centralized anything. So like, you can't really ask me about any of those things. Like, I don't even buy tokens that are in a centralized ecosystem. Granted, I do have some that I'm going to have to figure out what I'm doing with, because I have some XRP bags that I still got left. And I didn't liquidate that position last bull run. So I've still got a little bit of XRP sitting around. But outside of that, I really don't even mess with stuff that requires me to go to a centralized exchange to get rid of it, because I don't like that ecosystem. I'm just saying, like, I'm big for, like, my TradFi stuff is my TradFi stuff, but like my crypto stuff, as soon as I figured out what it was, what the space was, what the intent was, the elimination of middlemen, I don't like them. And I'm just going to be honest about it. I don't. But gas fees are like $1 or $2 on Ethereum. Just throwing that out there for those of you who haven't been in that ecosystem for a while. Like, I touch on it a little bit because I got some stuff sitting around there. Oh yeah, I got some tokens to move around too. But yeah, so just something to marinate on is the whole, you can do transactions on Ethereum. So like, now I got to float around the Ethereum ecosystem, because if the gas fees are low, daddy's coming home. That's all I'm saying, because that's where all the liquidity is, and I'd rather be right there as opposed to having to be adjacent. Now, L2s are still cheaper. It's still a matter of cents to do most transactions, and that's great. But like, when you're used to paying, like, you know, somewhere between $10 to $100 to do transactions on Ethereum, now I can do smaller positions. So like, we might be looking at moving some of those positions over. Let's see here. Next, we're going to go to the top 3 trending coins. Shout out to CoinGecko for providing this information. Love you guys for that. Number 1, we have Pi Network. I'm just going to tell you straight up, that's a scam. That's my only warning. Now, you'll note that I don't really talk trash about stuff on this channel. I don't have a bias on coins. That's not the one, people. I'm just going to throw it on there. You guys, I'd rather you buy Poop Coin than Pi Network. That said, moving on. Number 2, we have Ondo. Number 3, we have Hedera. Nice. We're still in a space where the top 3 trending coins are predominantly actual projects. It's good news. Flight to quality. Probably the best, because you're not going to get rich next Tuesday. You're going to lose money on Poop Coin. You're going to lose money on Fart Coin. All those stupid coins. Your best bet, if you're trying to, like, unless you are a high frequency trader and you've got some sort of AI bot that handles the trades for you, you're probably going to want to be in something that's going to go up for a little while, so you have time to get out and not like 5 seconds before you get rug pulled and lose all your money and look stupid out here talking about crypto as a scam because you chose the dumbest coin possible to buy. Or like Richard Fain, shout out to you, sir. We're never going to forget. Who believes that crypto is a scam because he bought a coin with a dog on it as a investment guru. Now let that sink in. People listen to that guy. He's got a large platform. Bought a coin with a dog on it and then turned around and was like, oh, I didn't make the money that I thought I was going to make trying to get rich next Tuesday as a guru who apparently knows the stock market. Crazy, because he literally on his channel advocates for not throwing all your money into penny stocks, but he bought a coin in crypto that's the equivalent of a penny stock with a dog on it. It didn't even have a legitimate business name. It was a dog. So like, let's let that sink in while he's saying that our entire space is a scam. And it's never I'm dumb. It's the space is dumb and you're all degenerate gamblers. Like, no, sir, you were out of your depths and you did the dumbest possible thing outside of your depths. Let's call it what it is. So, moving on to one of my next favorite parts, we've got the top 5 gainers and losers. Oh Lord, here we go. We got some altcoin bull run action going. The numbers are looking good. They're looking healthy. We got some triple digit. Hopefully, you guys are in the triple digit club. Hopefully, you end up on the top 5 gainers because it feels good to have your coin called out up on the top 5 gainers. It feels good to look at those numbers go up. Starting off, we have at rank 870, Poise, with a gain of 284.2% in the last 24 hours. And number 2, we have at rank 853, Safe Moon. Gonna keep my opinions to myself. With a gain of 78.2% in the last 24 hours, a lot of people are about to lose their money. Number 3, at rank 563, we have Finvesta with a gain of 76.7% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, we have at rank 741, Nero on ETH with a gain of 48.4% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, rounding it out at number 5 at rank 475, we have Fart Boy with a gain of 39.6% in the last 24 hours. Moving right on along, we have on the top 5 losers. I hope you guys don't have to be on here, or if you are on here, hopefully it's a healthy retracement and an opportunity to buy and bring your average cost down. At number 1, we have a rank 388, Go Plus Security, with a loss of 49.9% in the last 24 hours. At number 2, we have at rank 445, Vaughn, with a loss of 35% in the last 24 hours. At number 3, we have at rank 361, Gold Pro, with a loss of 33.6% in the last 24 hours. At number 4, at rank 963, we have GME on Ethereum with a loss of 29.6% in the last 24 hours. And last but not least, at rank 765, we have Clover Finance with a loss of 26.9% in the last 24 hours. Now let's do our preview. Hold up a second. Open link a new tab. Good God. Really? Oh. Hold on a second. Well, this was supposed to be a fluid experience, but it's not right now. So hold on. I'm logging in. I gotta log into this stupid thing. No. I don't want to do that. Once you log in, me with email. Oh my God, this is ridiculous. Hold on one second. I gotta get my password for this because I did not apparently log in. Hold up a second. Oh God. Hold on. 0. Good God. See, I always do these obnoxiously long passwords, and they suck to have to like retype out. Let's see. Does that work? I am a human. Oh my God. I know what I did though. Oh my goodness. This is what we're doing. Hold on. Actually, you know what? We'll just share the screen. I'm going to go to the page that has all. No. Yes, that's it. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure I have it. Hold on. Pretty sure it's on this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. What? Yep, there it is. Okay, so we're just going to do this the easy way here real quick. Okay, so first and foremost, the updates, because it's ugly. We're up 4.4% on the 24 hours. We are down 21.5% total. It's like, why are you here? Why are you doing this? But we're knee deep in it, so we're just working with what we've got. So hold on a second. Let me come back to here. And I will close you out. Share screen. And then we're going to go with oh, we'll just go with this. Let's just do that. Boom. Okay. So now we're doing this. This is the second time we've done this. Boop. Go here. Boom. There we go. Now we're not doing that anymore. So we're gonna go ahead and run through the top of this. Sorry for the dead space there, people. I do these one take, so I'm not gonna re-record it and I'm not gonna edit it. That's just not what we do over here. That's not how I get down. So you guys got to be. I mean, honestly, at a certain point, I'm gonna start probably doing these live because it's just so much. Would be so much better if I had somebody to talk to while I was doing that. But we're gonna go ahead and jump on into it. With the top 10. So at number 1, I actually really do love this new layout. This is awesome. Way more efficient for me to look at. At number 1, we have Solana. At number 2, we have Ethereum. At number 3, we have Aave. Oh, AAVE. For those of you who aren't listening, I'm going to give the things on the back end of that. So like Solana and Ethereum, everyone should know the 3 letters for those. ETH and SOL. At number 4, we have Jupiter Perpetual Liquidity Provider Token. Always a mouthful, JLP. At number 5, we have Injective, INJ. At number 6, we have Wrapped Bitcoin, WBTC. At number 7, we have Thorwallet Dex, TGT. At number 8, we have Radium, RAY. At number 9, we have Superverse, SUPER. And last but not least, at number 10, we have Akash, Akash Network, AKT. All right. So moves that we are making. Oh, so many of them. Obviously, we are going to be pushing some more Thorwallet decks while it's at a penny. Why is that? Because I have had this token in my own personal experience up to 5 cents. So I'm not even looking for it to necessarily go parabolic, but I use the platform a lot. And right now during the bull run, oh my goodness, the payout on that position is great. So we're going to be putting more in there just because it's an easy stake. Like it's in the wallet. If I want to get it out, I can get it out and we can make some sales. I'm still looking at condensing out of my Avalanche position. We will probably be adding more to Superverse. I'm looking to condense out of some stuff. We're going to be pulling. we're gonna be pulling a little bit out of our injective position to get some additional liquidity for some of these other positions. I'm also going to be shopping around ETH throughout the ecosystem over on ETH to see if there's anything that's appealing on ETH as far as liquidity providing, which honestly, I'm going to be going to my usual haunts. I'll be looking over on Convex Finance and Curve. Those are the two places ecosystems I exist in. And yeah, that's kind of where we're at. I mean, the market is just getting beat on. We might seed some more into Akash. I'm going to be looking at chains that I don't really use that much now that ETH is inexpensive. Like, we're going to be looking at moving some stuff out of those positions because it's just like, why would I sit in this if I could go sit somewhere else? And yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with things. Like, I've got stuff that I use that I like, and then I have other stuff that I'm like, not really feeling this so much, and I would like to condense my bets. But realistically, I'm looking more or less to get the income generated because this portfolio is going to be self-sustaining. Actually, it is in a state of self-sustainment right now. So we're going to be looking at, keeping that cycle going in regards to reinvestment for this portfolio, because I haven't really put any more money into this portfolio. What I'm doing is I'm taking my liquidity provision rewards and I am reinvesting them back into other positions. So like, we're cycling those around, filtering them through the system, because that makes it a lot easier for me to deal with other things. And eventually, once we get our income portfolio running, we're going to be doing a little bit of the same thing with that. Actually, what we'll be doing with that is we'll just be dumping our entire check at a certain point. We're going to convert over to dumping the entire check into that portfolio, which will probably be around the time that I get my current debt load paid off. I think that'll be the transition point once that starts getting low. Like, once we get probably around like $3,000-$4,000 in debt left, we've got quite a bit of debt to work on. But once we get to that metric, that's probably what we're going to be doing. And then we'll be using those dividends to reinvest in everything else. As far as my crypto focus, because like I always take a little bit and it's my Bitcoin standard, we have shifted that over to, because of the depth of this dip, we are exclusively at this point buying MSTX. And that is a 2x leverage on MicroStrategy stock, MSTR. The reason being is we're in a dip. Like, when you start seeing dips, so since we dipped below 300 over in MicroStrategy, I liquidated my position. Sold all my MicroStrategy shares. We worked really hard to get those 10 shares. Well, I sold them and I converted them all over into my pool of MSTX stock. And the reason that we did that is because whatever MicroStrategy does, which is a 1.5 to 2x on Bitcoin, that's adding an additional 2x leverage on it with MSTX. So, for example, the swing between the 52-week high and low for MSTX, it's dipped down to as low as $15.88 with a peak over the last 52 weeks of $202. So what we're doing is we're just buying and looking away, which is easy for me. So I'm just throwing as much money into MSTX. Everything that I would be putting into Bitcoin, I'm putting into MSTX. And then we're going to ride that wave back up. And I'm not looking at it until we hit $100,000. Once Bitcoin hits $100,000, MicroStrategy is going to be booming. And we're going to get that additional leverage from MSTX. And I'll get my 10 shares back and I'll have a boatload of money left over. Because it's varying scale. Like, I'm all in on that, and that's my way of really focusing that bet. And I've been doing like a lot of lot of soul searching, if you would. And I am going to trim everything to where it's supposed to be as far as positions that I'm in profit on. And I'm going to condense everything into MSTX. Like, that's going to be my bet for this bull run. One of my big bets. Like, I got my altcoin bets, but my bet for when Bitcoin turns back around, because I believe it's going to turn back around, is going to be that. And I'll probably be looking to take a healthy chunk of profit considering the rates that I'm buying at now. When we get back to 100,000, which I know we're going to be seeing that again. When we get back to that 100,000, it's going to be one of those things where I'm going to be sitting pretty good. I'm looking for a healthy chunk of profit on that for this bull run. And then, you know, the way that I do those portfolios are I take my initial investment back at 100% on my traditional finance portfolio. But like, that's playing into my Bitcoin play because that puts me at 3.5 to 4x leverage on Bitcoin. I'll take that bet all day, especially during a bull run. One of the things that I have noticed, so let's get to the conversation piece. Let's go back to my screen here. Actually, we'll do that. Stop sharing. Go back to the screen so that it's just us talking here. There we go. This is what I think people need to understand about Bitcoin. And it's something that I've found, and like I've had conversations with other people who've made money in the market on Bitcoin, which is cool. It's cute, whatever. And they trade in and out. They treat it like a stock. Bitcoin's not a stock. It's not even close to a stock. And I see these things where they're like, oh, we're worried about the tariffs. Like, I see a lot of conversation about tariffs. Apparently everybody who is broke knows about tariffs and eggs. And eggs are expensive. I'm not going to say that eggs are not expensive. I'm just saying, like, there's a lot more people that was just subsisting off of eggs than I knew existed. And like apparently can't make the adjustment. Like, it's just like there's nothing else to eat. Like, their entire diet consists of eggs. I'm like, oh, geez, you blow a bathroom up. But one of the things that I found interesting is there's major sell-offs of retail people because they're like, we're worried about the tariffs. Everything's about to get expensive. I'm going to sell my Bitcoin. Did you also sell your gold, boomers? Did you? Because like that's the equivalent of like what you're doing. That's going, oh, eggs are going to be expensive, which means the price of the dollar is going down. So I'm going to sell the asset that I hold that while it's volatile, over the trajectory of a long period of time is increasing in value, which means that you can buy more stuff to go get dollars so I can buy less stuff because it makes me feel good to just hold dollars and buy less stuff. It doesn't make sense. Bitcoin is not a stock. Now, if you're in the Bitcoin ETF, that's different because you can only get dollars out of that anyway. But over the long tail of time, because these ETFs haven't been around a long time, they track the value of Bitcoin, which is consistently going up. Look at the Bitcoin chart, pull it up on Yahoo Finance, and zoom all the way out. It's going up and to the right. It's a jagged line up and to the right, but it's going up and to the right, which means over a long period of time, I usually break this down into 5-year periods. Your Bitcoin, if you bought it 5 years ago, is worth more now than it was 5 years ago, which means you can buy more stuff now than you could 5 years ago. I've done the video on the housing prices in comparison to Bitcoin. I've done the video on the stock market prices in comparison to Bitcoin. Everything is getting less expensive priced in Bitcoin over long periods of time. Everything is. I've done videos on it. You can go back into the Bag Talk episodes and you can look those up. But people seem to not understand that. And this is one of the reasons why people stay poor. They get you hyped up and have you thinking you know something that apparently is more than what the government knows, what most of these states know, because the states are now buying Bitcoin for their cash reserves, their stockpiles. all these other countries that are using Bitcoin for cross-border transactions, these economies that are probably at the worst case scenario of where we're going, where their currency is valueless, and they've shifted over to using Bitcoin. But you old, I know about tariffs and I eat eggs. You sold your Bitcoin because you're scared about prices going up. It just doesn't make sense. And I just want to put this out there for the people that are in the wolf pack. Like, the entire whole reason that I have a traditional financial portfolio is because I wanted to buy something that was tied to Bitcoin that I would be willing to sell. I didn't buy it so that I could sell my Bitcoin. I don't value that portfolio over my Bitcoin. We're able to make plays and generate income off of the Bitcoin exposure because of the volatility. Because I don't even honestly want to sit my Bitcoin anywhere to make money, because after the whole Celsius thing, I got a problem leaving large amounts of money on a platform because I might not be able to get it back. And then when I do get it back, it might be less than what I had sitting there. Not your keys, not your crypto. So I don't roll like that no more. Not with my long-term holdings. That stuff goes in cold storage. Fortunately, we do the Lido staked ether, so that way we can get a little bit of that staking reward off that. But I don't treat my Bitcoin like it's a stock. I don't sell in and out of it. I don't trade it. Like, I have little plays where I'll do leverage longs on some of these DeFi platforms to generate more wrapped Bitcoin that I can then turn into Bitcoin or turn into Lido staked ether, which is what we have for last year's stuff. But we're not sitting out here actively going, oh, I'm going in and out of Bitcoin. Like, that doesn't make sense to me. And I understand that there's people who do swing trade Bitcoin, and like, kudos to you, but what are you getting? Dollars. Okay. The difference is, and this is a personal ideology, I'm not telling you how you should think. You got to figure out how you want your finances set up. But for me, that's bedrock. That is foundation. I don't trade that. Because if I hold on to it long enough, it just keeps going up in value and I can buy more and more stuff. And I want to get to a point where I never touch it. I want to get to a point where I can leverage it to make other plays to then never have to let it go. It is not a stock. It is not stock-like. You are literally basically day trading gold bars if you're trading Bitcoin. It is what it is. Do I have altcoins? Do I have other things? Absolutely. But it's not Bitcoin. I don't even compare those things to Bitcoin. Like, it's not the same. It's not. So that's what you must know about Bitcoin. It's not a stock. Stop treating it like it's a stock. You're just making yourself poorer. Like, you're just buying things that are going to, in the long grand scheme of things, going to be way more expensive than what you paid for it, because 5 years from now, when Bitcoin's $200,000 and you cashed out as 60 to go buy what? A Range Rover? Okay, cool. That Range Rover was now way more expensive, and all it's done is go down in value. You're never going to get that money back. And you had other options to pay for, but you thought you were moving and shaking. Like, this is what boomers do. And I think that's who's getting flushed out of the market, because you guys can't afford to see numbers go down, which is fine. It wasn't for you anyway. But for those of you who are looking forward and talking about generational wealth and like setting people up and trying to be financially literate, welcome to the future of financial literacy. You want to get rich? Super simple. Buy Bitcoin, never sell it. Wait until you can leverage it. Leverage Bitcoin. Get more Bitcoin, get something that generates cash, use that cash to buy Bitcoin, build a business, buy Bitcoin, own property, collect rents, buy Bitcoin, and sit on it. Super simple plan. Bitcoin's the foundation. It's the new gold. Stop trading like a stock. And we're going to leave it on that at that. Like, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Are you guys trading Bitcoin like a stock? Let's see. I mean, I would love to do the case study where somebody who was actually day trading it and just stacking up dollars to see like where those chips land in 10 years. Cause like, I know that I'm not going to be in and out of Bitcoin like that over that time frame. So yeah, something interesting to think about. Oh, yeah. And it's March. So I do have another cash infusion that gets to go over into from my Bitcoin holdings over into my traditional finance portfolio for my housing upgrades, because we are getting ready to start implementing some of those housing upgrades. So like that income will be nice and much needed. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. The question is going to be is, do I move it now or do I move it later? Because Misty's on sale. Bitcoin's not where I want it to be. All the other sales were over 100,000 or around 100,000. I don't know if I want to sell now. Like I might have a little bit. I might pull that out. I'm gonna wait until it's at least 95. I'm not playing myself. I am not playing myself. Like I'll pay whatever Misty is at 95,000. I'll pay that rate. We gotta be above 90. We gotta be above 90, man. Like I'm not selling now. Like that's ridiculous. But yeah. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Are you with me or am I crazy? Like, what's going on here? Because, like, sometimes I think I'm overzealous, but I've been doing this a long time. I've been here for over a decade. So I've drank the Kool-Aid. I understand at least what Bitcoin is to me, and I've furnished results from Bitcoin, and I'm continuing to furnish results from Bitcoin. So, like, the way that I'm looking at it, I'm like, well, yeah, everything I've got to set up now, I don't want to retire early off Bitcoin and then run out of Bitcoin. Like I want to be able to retire early, have income coming in to facilitate said retirement and still be able to invest and buy Bitcoin. Like that's kind of where I'm at. So let me know where you're at down in the comments. Until next week, if you haven't liked yet, this is your reminder to like the video. Also, if you've been here more than twice, this is again, or if this is your second time, again, hit that subscribe button down below, bell notification to all, and share this with your friends, because over here in the Wolfpack, we are trying to build together, and mainly because it's no fun getting rich by yourself. Got to get on a team. And yeah, we're your team, but like you got people that are around you, like in the real world, they should be your team too. Help your people. You don't want to be the only person out there shining. Till next week, people. It's been another great episode of Crypto Portfolio Updates. It's your boy Reckless Red and Arrow. We are out.
Money on my mind, yeah. Focus, got no time for games, nah. I don't play, man, I'm all about that financial literacy. Investing in my future, building generational wealth. Dollar bills, they be calling my name, but I ain't chasing fame, I'm chasing change. Learn the game, now I'm playing it smart. Putting my money to work, it's an art. I'm stacking paper, building my own empire. No more living check to check, I'm getting higher. Investing in stocks, real estate, and more. Gotta secure the bag, that's what I came for.